For this drawing, I'm going to be creating a spooky house. So where's the bottom? Right here. And where's the top? Up there. Okay. So, to create my spooky house, I'm going to use a combination of shapes to build the house and then turn that house into something a little bit spooky. It's going to be cartoony again. Those are easier to finish in a shorter class. So I'm going to draw a rectangle or square shape. This one's going to be a little bit more rectangular. So sketching out my lines, adjusting my size until I think that's going to be a good shape. This will be my ground level floor. So there, I've got my rectangle shape for the base of my house. Now that I have that, I'm going to add a thin rectangle on the top by extending out on either side past the rectangle, coming up with a short vertical line, and then connecting across. I'm going to repeat the same steps on the bottom, but I'm going to make it a little bit thicker because this is going to be more like the base of the house. This is more like a gutter. This is more like a stone foundation it's sitting on. Okay. Once I have that, I'm going to come up and draw a floating line, a horizontal line, about the width of that original rectangle. So if I was to come up here and come up here, that's how wide my rectangle is going to be, my floating line is going to be. From there, I'm going to draw a curved line coming into that rectangle below. And you can play with these lengths if you want to pull it out longer or make this shorter so that you get a deeper curve. You can do that. Makes it look a little bit spookier. Sort of gothic looking rooftops. Once I've got that, I'm going to draw another rectangle on my left side here. Draw another rectangle, thin one, on top of that by extending the line, coming up on either side, and then joining across. Another floating line on top, and then pulling down a curve to meet either corner. Pull the glare back. From here, I'm going to draw a large triangle shape on this side. Still a lot of glare. I'm going to extend a horizontal line on either side of that triangle so it connects to the house and then goes floating. It's a little bit farther than the top of my roof. That's fine. And then I'm going to draw a parallel set of lines following that shape all the way out to the edge. On the inside, I'm going to pull a line into to connect to the house, and then on top I'm going to find that point and draw a horizontal line that is level with that point and pull a curve down to meet the roof. So that's the basic structure. Oh, one more thing. We can add a little rectangle and two rectangles on top for the chimney. Now I've got the basic structure, I'm ready to start adding some of the other details. I'm going to draw a door by drawing a large rectangle, well, three sides of one at least. And I'm going to draw a slightly smaller one inside, giving the molding to the door. I'm going to add some windows by following the height of the door, coming across and drawing a horizontal line and using that as the top of the window, and then coming down and drawing the rest. So the top of the window is lined up with the door. I'm going to draw molding on here by drawing a smaller rectangle right inside of that one, and then two sets of parallel lines right in the middle, crossing to make it into a 4-panel window. Similar process in the tower over here. 2 sets of squares with a cross. And then I'm going to mix up the window shape over here by drawing a circle. You can use any shape you like. You know, I think I just came up with another change I'm going to make. I'll add that in a second. Okay. I think what I'd like to do here is I'm going to put, instead of these like this, I'm going to draw a couple of rectangles across, coming at different angles, so it looks like it's been boarded up. You can do that to as many windows as you want. So they're kind of overlapping a little bit. Makes it look like it's been boarded up. You can put a little nail in the end of each one. Makes it a little creepier looking. Okay. Little changes. Now that I've got that in place, I'm ready to start adding some more details. With the roof, I'm going to show some tiles by drawing a bumpy line going across the top. And then what I'm going to do is each subsequent bumpy line is going to hit the center of the one before it. I would use the same technique for like drawing fish scales or dragon scales, anything like that. You can use similar tiles up here. You can change the shape if you like a little bit. I gotta guess where the bumps are gonna go. Cool. This one I'm going to draw more like a regular shingle tile instead of these terracotta style. I'm going to start by putting a line down the middle, center line, and then pull a slight curve out on either side, and that's echoing this curve out here. Dividing it all up into, I got 6 different sections there. You can mix it up as much as you want. I'm going to draw a slight bump across. I'll put 3 lines in there and then find the middle and just alternate in each section, giving it sort of a nice offset rhythm so they're not all matching perfectly. I'm going to bring some ghosts outside of my house by drawing a U shape, right? An upside down U shape. Pulling that out with a long curve, and then on the edge of that curve coming down to a bit of a jagged zigzag. And when I get to around where the head is, I'm going to pull that shape back into the house. Okay. So I've got this ghost floating out over here. Give him a couple of eyes and a wailing mouth. Nice big oval. And I'll give another ghost on this side too. A long curve, give him a jagged zigzag, and then pull it back in. Like that. Can add a moon by drawing a circle going behind the house. And if you have trouble getting that part of a circle, you can ghost the whole shape with your hand and then make contact on the portion outside. Right, so you can get that shape. If you want to add any other details on the front porch here, maybe a pumpkin with a circle and a rectangle, and some classic jack-o'-lantern eyes. That can go right there. And if you'd like to add a spider or any other details, here's a couple of tricks on how to do those. For the spider web, I'll find a point that I'm going to draw it from, let's say the corner of the house here, and I'll pull a line down and a couple more diagonals in between, or you can pull them on the outside either. And then inside each one, I'm going to draw a curved bump that moves across. And at the end, they're farther apart, and as you move up towards the point, they get closer together. So it's bump, bump, bump. bump, bump, bump. And then on there you can place your spider. Remember, spiders have 2 body segments, not 3. They're not insects, they're arachnids. And they have 8 legs. And you can just use some thick lines to draw those. And the legs will come out of where the 2 body segments meet. Some bats always look good. To make a bat, I'll draw a V shape, pull a line out, and then some bumps underneath coming back to the center of the body. You can even add a couple little ears on the bat like that. Yeah, gotta have more than one bat. Nice. And one last detail we can add. I mean, there's a lot of different details you can add, but something I'll do is I'll draw some spooky eyes by drawing a couple of diagonal lines, like coming in towards each other, and then maybe some jagged lines, like there's some teeth in here. Some jagged smile going on. Some monster inside the door. You can draw silhouettes. Maybe there's a person with a knife up here, or a ghost up there, you know, some spooky eyes peeking out from another window. Who knows what's going on in this spooky house? So a lot of opportunity to customize and change things, but there's a basic spooky house for you guys to work with. Good luck.